Good afternoon and welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier. What President Trump is trying to do is to protect African American and Hispanic workers. This is great, BBC World. And it takes me back to an article I wrote on the 22nd of July, the Showdown, when I was referencing the four, he called them horsemen of the apocalypse. I thought he was playing on The Wizard of Oz and the Wicked Witch of the West. But essentially it's game over. America's foreign policy establishment is at war with itself over the shape of the country's approach toward a steadily rising China. For now, it is only an epistolary war, says Howard French. As the debate deepens, its outcome will go far toward deciding how the United States responds to its most serious global rival for economic and geopolitical power for decades ahead. The first, which appeared in early July in the Washington Post, takes on the Trump administration for driving a downward spiral in relations with China. The second, written in direct response to the first and signed by a number of former defense and diplomatic officials as well as scholars. In it, the authors eschew all nuance and describe China as a virulent and increasing threat to human freedoms, which they blame on what they call misrule by the Chinese Communist Party. Basically, I think it's a collision course, as I've said before. And from there I go to Thomas Pynchon. Don't forget, the real business of war is buying and selling. The murdering and violence is self-policing and can be entrusted to non-professionals. The mass nature of wartime death is useful in many ways. It serves as spectacle, as diversion from the real movements of the war. It provides raw material to be recorded into history so that children may be taught history as sequences of violence, battle after battle, and be more prepared for the adult world. Best of all, mass deaths, a stimulus to just ordinary folks, little fellows, to try grab a piece of that pie while they're still here to gobble it up. The true war is a celebration of markets. Let's move on. From Trump's point of view, standing with Britain in such an economic Cold War would be a way of weaponizing the post-Brexit situation to damage or destroy the EU, to which he has been always opposed.